are the three words that perfectly describe what ancient Rome was.
Rome, in the first 2 centuries of the empire, reached the heights of its power and prosperity.
Although the old Roman qualities of piety and hard work had largely been subverted by the life of luxury and wealth, the Roman road and Roman law helped to bind the far-flung empire together.
The wealth that flowed to Rome supported the building of great marble edifices of imposing beauty, such as the Colosseum and the structures of the Forum.
These remarkable ruins still retain much of the grandeur of ancient Rome.
The significant places in Rome.
The grandeur of ancient Rome, a city that was the center of a great empire, is revoked by these ruins of once imposing buildings and monuments in the Forum. The Roman Forum or Great Forum. It was built on the site of the old Forum or marketplace that had been the center of Rome since the 8th century BC. The original Temple of Jupiter was built by the last Etruscan king in the 6th century BC. It was rebuilt by Sulla. In 78 BC, the tabularium was completed. Caesar repaved the Forum and began the construction of the law court, the Basilica Julia. Augustus completed the Basilica Julia and erected the temple of the deified Julius Caesar and the new rostrum in honor of his foster father. The Ark of Septimius Severus commemorated the emperor's victories in the 2nd century AD. The Colosseum. The Flavian Amphitheater or Colosseum was begun under the Emperor Vespasian about 74 AD. It was completed in 80 AD and had a capacity of about 50,000 persons. Atop the four-tiered structure was a ring of masts from which awnings were hung to cover the arena in days of strong sun. The beauty of the colossal structure contrasted sharply with the gory purpose it served. Many thousands of people met their deaths either in gladiatorial combat or at the jaws of wild beasts in the arena, for the amusement of the Roman masses. Much of the basic structure is extant. A view across the ruins of the Forum of ancient Rome. The broken columns mark the Sacra Via or Sacred Way, along which victorious generals rode in triumph. The building in the center is the Temple of Antoninus and Faustina, upon which a Christian church was constructed. The Baroque facade dates from 1602. The remains of the Temple of Castor and Pollux. The Romans dedicated this temple to the twin sons of Jupiter, also known as the Tuscari, who, as an ancient legend explained it, miraculously appeared to Beligard Roman troops at the Battle of Lake Regillus, 5th century BC, and inspired them to victory over the Latins. Hadrian's Mausoleum, now called the Castle of Sant'Angelo. It was begun about 135 AD by the Emperor Hadrian to serve as his tomb. It was completed by his successor, Antoninus Pius. Because of its enormously thick walls, it served as the citadel of Rome during the Middle Ages.
Monuments and artifacts found in Rome.
People who lived in ancient Rome.
Culture of the ancient Romans.
Scenes of everyday life in ancient Rome are often depicted in tomb reliefs, like the panel shown. 3 slave girls attend a Roman matron. One arranges her hair, another waits with a jar of ointment, a third holds up a polished metal mirror.
Romans purchasing food at a local shop.
This relief brings vividly in focus of the everyday life of the Roman people. Here, customers at a local market are purchasing bread and meat. But even in this humble scene, a sense of Rome's far-flung empire is evoked by the monkey sitting on the corner at the far right.
Lucius Cornelius Sulla, the general who was dictator of Rome from 82 to 79 BC. Sulla came to power after defeating the Marian faction in the First Civil War. He is noted for his brutal elimination of his enemies and his reforms of the Senate and the judicial system. Marcus Tullius Cicero, the Roman orator and lawyer whose influence through his speeches, letters, and philosophical essays extended well beyond his own time. A fierce defender of the Republic, he sought as a political ideal a concordia ordinum, a harmony between classes. Gladiators, fighters in ancient Rome who engaged in combat, usually to the death, as a form of public entertainment. The relief shows the equipment used by the combatants, including a helmet that bore a distinctive crest. Augustus, the founder of the Roman Empire. The Augustan age was a high point for Rome in terms of civic peace and artistic achievement. Livia's Garden, a fresco from the country villa of Livia, the wife of Emperor Augustus. Paintings such as these were popular in Roman houses, reflecting an enjoyment of country scenes. Virgil, the national poet of Rome, dealt with country life in his Bucolics and Georgics. Vespasian, the tough, shrewd, and energetic general who was emperor of Rome from AD 69 to 79. He ended the period of domestic military struggles and gave Rome a 10-year period of good government. He was succeeded by his son Titus. The Emperor Trajan, embarking at Brindisi in AD 105 for his second campaign against the Dacians. Trajan was a soldier emperor who pushed the boundaries of the Roman Empire to its farthest extent. His wars with the Dacians ended in the incorporation within the empire of all of Dacia in the Nube Valley. Hadrian, emperor of Rome from 117 to 138. He proved to be a great administrator. Throughout the empire, frontier defenses were strengthened and many towns and cities were improved through public works programs. The She-Wolf of the Capitoline, according to legend, suckled the legendary founders of Rome, the twins Romulus and Remus. The bronze figurine of the wolf dates from Etruscan times. The children are a later addition cast during the Renaissance. Roads and aqueducts were characteristic structures of ancient Rome. Appius Claudius Caecus, who became censor in 312 before Christ, built the Appian Way, which is still in use today, and the Appian Aqueduct, whose water channel is visible in the cutaway. The books of the Romans were sheets of papyrus that were glued together and wound on an umbilicus.
Rome, at present, is the capital of the Republic of Italy. For many centuries, the spiritual capital of Western Christendom, and the seat of the Supreme Pontiff of the Roman Catholic Church.
Known as the Eternal City, to which all roads lead, Rome is nearly as old as Western civilization, and its continuous splendid record prompted Napoleon I to remark, "The history of Rome is the history of the world."
Rome's achievements did not only reside inside the walls of the empire, but were also used by the nearby regions.
Several people are not aware that most of what we have been using today originated from the Romans.
Some of these essential things are our unit of measurement, particularly feet, inches, and miles, the calendar, reading and writing, and the Roman numerals.
Many objects, buildings, and words that have Roman origins are still around today.
Swimming pools, saunas, central heating and sewage systems are all things that have originated from the Roman times.
Rome has well preserved its ancient edifices as well as its people.
No wonder Rome still manages to entice visitors until the present time.
It has been consistent when it comes to being one of the top destinations in the world.
Rome
One of the most breathtaking cities in the world,
will always play a vital role in the history of humanity.